Ghosts 1 through 4 is the seventh studio album by the band Nine Inch Nails. It was released online on March 2nd, 2008, and it contained 36 instrumental tracks that featured several guest musicians. Today we're going to listen to the album together, and I'll be providing commentary for it along the way. The album itself is broken up into 4 sections, and because it's nearly 2 hours long, we'll be breaking the album up into videos. In this video, Part 1, we will be listening to sections 1 and 2, or tracks 1 through 18. Tracks 19 through 36 will be in the second video, Part 2. So let's begin. Okay. So this track, it's probably, I would say it's like number 2 for me. Second favorite track on this album. It starts off very simple, but it's a very strong opening for this album. It's so nice. And it's very, very depressing sounding. But what I really love is like the little siren that comes in here. I'll point it out for you, because I'm sure you're not capable of pointing out new sounds in a song. There we go. Oh, that's so good. Now, it doesn't really sound like a siren at all. The only reason I feel like it does is because I'll have to tell you guys about this later. Explain this. I'll explain it now. At one point, there was Trent was going to conduct like what the fuck was this called? Like a film festival that was partnershiped with YouTube. Basically, it was that people could make music videos for all of these songs any way that they interpreted it. And the video, every time I hear this song now, I think of one of the videos I saw, and it was like a little puppet that was like hiding in a bunker during like an atomic bomb or something. So every time I hear this song, I think of that fucking little puppet. Little puppet that looked like Bill and Ben, if you know what that is. So, the song might be ruined for me now, but I still love the song. I think it's great. I personally would have this played at my funeral. It's a bit of a morbid thought, I know, but I'm sure you've thought about it too. I mean, not necessarily this song, but I'm sure you got some songs in mind that you want played at your funeral. We've all thought about it, I think. I've got a list. I got a fucking playlist. You know what? I got an idea. Let's pick out songs from this album that we would want at our funeral. That'll be fun. Our funerals, plural. We're not all going to be buried together. Or cremated, whatever. Or maybe your body will never be found. I don't know. But that you get the idea, right? It'll be a fucked up thing to do, but it'll be fun. And slightly depressing. But yeah, let's do that. Let's point out the songs that we want at our funerals. Okay? So I want track 1 on mine, in mine. You know, if I ever die. So let me know in the comments which ones you want at your funeral too. Keep track. So, I'm trying to think if there's more that I needed to say about that film festival thing. Oh yeah, okay, let's talk about that film festival thing. So, it was like never completed. They never did anything with it. There were thousands and thousands of people that made videos for that. But they never announced anything with it, you know? It happened in 2008. Trent came onto YouTube, and probably one of the worst webcam video footages I've ever seen. Honestly, it looked like a dad trying to use Skype for the first time. It was not a flattering angle of Trent, nor was that lighting very good. It made him look brown. I've never even seen that. I didn't think that was possible. It looked fucking terrible. But anyway, he just announced that, you know, you could make videos for this thing. And yeah, that was basically it. You're welcome for this stellar commentary. So when this album came out, it was actually their first independent release, because they had left Interscope Records in 2007 and they came out with this in 2008 without any warning. Also, like, they just dropped the album. They didn't say, hey, we got something coming out in like a little bit. No, just album dropped here now, buy it. And they had like a lot of different, well, they had like 3 or 4 different ways you could buy the album. It was pretty experimental back in the day. And it sold pretty well. When they actually did do physical releases about a month after the initial release online, it debuted at number 14 on the Billboard Top 200, which is pretty fucking good. There's like 26,000 copies sold in the first week alone. It's pretty, not something to scoff at. And considering what this album is, like, it's a very weird album. It's not something you would expect from, well, anybody really. Like I said, this is when they became independent. This was their first independent release. And you can kind of understand why. They wouldn't have been able to release this had they been, you know, under the pressure of a record label. They wouldn't. They would be like, all right, so what's the single? Oh, there isn't a single. Okay. How many songs is this? Oh, and they all name the same thing. Okay, yeah. Well, no, this isn't gonna happen. Although this was originally meant to be only like a 5-track EP or LP by today's standards, or Trent's today's standards. But it grew to 36 tracks. It's fucking nuts. And like the deluxe edition had 2 extra tracks on it, which, by the way, I was right. One of them is pretty much Demon Seeds from The Slip. We'll talk about that later. I might even play those extra bonus tracks for you in part 2. We'll see. I'm already providing cliffhangers while we're on track 3 only. But I really love this album. I really haven't spoken about my own personal thoughts on this besides being conditioned to think about a puppet. But I really love this album a lot. I had good times with it. I took it to the fair. We went to fish. It was great. No, like when I first got a car, I got a van. It was a fucking awesome van. It had a tape deck because I was too poor for CD players. And I had 2 tapes. One tape I bought Pretty Hate Machine, and the other tape was Ghosts, a bullshit recorded version I made myself at home, just recording off the CD, recorded it onto a tape, so I had Ghosts to listen to. So I listened to this album a lot back then. I don't even know where that tape is now. That's really sad. Still the Pretty Hate Machine tape, but not this one. That car eventually died. Maybe I left it behind, the tape. I don't know. I didn't take very good care of my car. I think the engine, like, just blew up, pretty much. That was a great van. I missed that van. I really haven't talked much about tracks 2 or 3, and 3 is almost done. They're not songs I would have at my funeral, so they don't remind me of puppets either. This one's pretty rad, although it's super distorted. There we go. That actually doesn't sound that far off from what we get nowadays. In the newer Trent releases. Like, completely, just distortion. So, the team involved, and I use that term team because that's what was, that's what they're described as online. Involved with the making of this album, obviously Trent. It'd be a little weird for a Nine Inch Nails album without Trent. Maybe that'll happen one day if he dies and Atticus makes something. Hopefully not. I don't know. Atticus Ross, obviously. Alan Moulder, he was involved. As well as Alessandro Cortini, Adrian Adrian, and Brian Viglione. I don't know who the fuck Adrian is, I'm sorry. Obviously, Alessandro Cortini is the current keyboardist for Nine Inch Nails. He's been involved in a few things, studio-wise as well. He's been involved with the band since like 2005, since With Teeth. Brian Viglione, he's more well known for the Dresden Dolls. And I think they opened for Nine Inch Nails a few shows back in the day. When I say back in the day, I mean like early noughties. But the only way how I know Brian Viglione's from Violent Femmes. He was in the Violent Femmes for quite a while. Probably only like 3 years. And he left. I don't know why he left. Or maybe he got kicked out. I don't know. I have no idea what he's doing now. But point is, he was in Violent Femmes. Completely useless information. Doesn't matter here. But I thought I'd let you know. Because it's one of the other few bands I give a shit about. So I was pretty surprised when I found out he was in this. I had no idea. Because I don't think he's been involved with any other Nine Inch Nails album. He might have been. I don't know. I'm just completely ignorant to it. This is one of my least favorite tracks on this album. I really like the instrumentation. I love the background noise, although I don't like the guitar. I feel like I'm on a fucking horse. Like I'm a cowboy on a horse just slowly moseying on to town. The town with no name. Just me and my horse. Looking for a drink. And that Billy the Kid. I don't know where that city slicker be. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm sure like half of you have already left. I would have left already too. So I don't blame you. Maybe the way how I think of the puppet during the first song, Ghost 101 Ghost 1. They're named so weird. Maybe the way how I think of the puppet during that song. Maybe I've just ruined this one for you. Maybe you're gonna always think about me on a horse going on into town looking for Billy the Kid. I hope so. That's my goal with this channel. I hope to ruin Nine Inch Nails for half of you. If I could do that, if I can ruin Nine Inch Nails for at least one of you, even in the smallest way possible, I will feel as if I've done my job on this planet. think of me on my horse. All right, I'll stop. I'll stop trying to condition you. Now, this album came out 2008, as I've said 1,000 times already. And this was like, not peak, but pretty damn close to peak MySpace days. And I remember, do you remember, most of you, I'm sure, are old enough to remember MySpace. But if you're not, artists, musicians, bands, whatever, what have you, would have a little play section where the band could upload several songs. I think it was only like between 4 to 8 songs, probably not even. Something makes me want to say like 6 songs you could have on your profile, and everyone could listen to it. They could add the song onto their profile so that everyone else could listen to the song too. Now, when this album came out, this was one of the songs that Nine Inch Nails put on their page to promote the new record. I like the song, don't get me wrong, but in no way is this a song to promote this. There are such beautiful songs on here, such amazing compositions. There's so much to this album, and they picked this. It's quite literally like, I don't even know what kind of fucking instrument that is. But whatever that is, it's just on loop with some, like atmospheric noises in the background. And they chose this. I think this is like the first song on their playlist too. A playlist of 4 tracks. Oh well. Not my fucking problem. The album obviously sold well. I still like the song though. I got nothing against this song. Would I want it at my funeral though? That's like gonna be the main question for all of these songs. My initial response would have been a no, but now that I think about it, maybe. Might annoy some people waiting around, Like, I'm sure some of you have been to funerals, but like you're just sitting there waiting for the thing to start. Well, I mean, it's not like something you wait for. You know what I'm trying to say. You're sitting there and you're listening to music. I don't know if this is very fitting for a funeral. It might be a little awkward, which is kind of why I'm going to say, yes, I'll have it at my funeral. 4.5 minutes of this? People are going to be pissed. I want them to know that I picked the set list. Well, not set list, the playlist for my funeral. The 5 people that go. That includes whoever is owning the venue. I don't think many people will be going to my funeral. Oh well. How about this? You are all cordially invited to my funeral. Whenever I snuff it, you're more than welcome to come along, okay? You guys might like the playlist. It'll be an interesting playlist. It'll have this. Yeah, this song will be here. What else? Oh, the puppet song, the first track. Probably throw on some other awkward shit just to lighten the mood. Maybe Mickey by Tony Basil. Maybe I'll throw that on there. That'll really fuck with people. Now, while we're on this, we're not on the subject at all, but the titles of these songs, they're just so weird. This song is called Six Ghosts 1. Now, I get the 1 bit, because this album's broken up into 4 parts. So we're still into part 1. I get the 7 bit. Well, now we're on track 7. I don't know. It's just really weird to me the way how it's done. It doesn't really slip off the tongue, you know? Oh, which is your favorite song off this album? Oh, I really love Seven Ghosts 1. Personally, I just say Ghost 7. I mean, not this song, but you know what I'm saying. Ghost 1. Or the first track, or track number, whatever. I never say Seven Ghosts 1. I love that song. Never have I said a track like that. The way how it's intended to be. Just too awkward. But then again, I don't really have a solution to how these things should be said, so look, this commentary is going to be nearly 2 hours long. I have to talk about anything and everything, okay? So if me complaining about the way how these things are titled, you know, fills up a good song worth of time, then we're good. Oh, okay, I remember something. Okay, so more about the creation of this album. They actually had a set of guidelines. They had rules to follow for this album. It was written in 10 weeks, but with no clear agenda, or no rules, no overthinking. And everything was driven by impulse. So whatever they had at the end of it, they would just release it, and that's what we got. I really love the outcome of this. Such an interesting album. And who knows, if they hadn't of released this album, who knows if he would be doing all of the soundtrack work that he's doing now. And I keep saying, hey, I'm sorry, they. Because Atticus is in there too. Don't want to forget Addy Poo. So yeah, because like the first soundtrack that they did was The Social Network, and while they were writing it, while they were writing the score for the film, and before I think they had even agreed to do the film, what's his name? Who directed that? Fincher? Fuck, how could I forget that? Jesus. Let me Google this. Live Googling. The Social Network. David Fincher, Jesus. David Fincher. He was using tracks from this album to actually work with editing, you know, so like songs from this album were substituted while they were still working on the film. So that's interesting. Fun fact, David Fincher directed Alien 3, movie that's kind of hated in the alien community, but still exists, so thought you'd like to know. Look, I don't have an alien podcast, so I can't just talk about that. I don't want one, but I'm just throwing it out there, okay? Cool. Glad we could get that out of the way. So, like, a tagline for this album was calling it Soundtrack for Daydreams. I don't know about you, but my daydreams don't sound like this. My daydreams are more, you know, like the Puppet song, the first track on here. Really love that one. But I love this one too. Track 9, or 09 Ghosts 1. This is definitely one I want at my funeral. This one is amazing. I'm just gonna let you listen to this for a sec. That's so good. I really love that. Now, after this was released, Trent did say that you could, well, I don't remember how I worded it, but basically he alluded to that there's a possibility that there could be more Ghost albums. So people were thinking, ooh, Ghosts 5 through 8, it'll happen. And, you know, as of this recording, 10 years later, we never did get one. But, you know, we've had how many soundtracks? Those are basically ghosts. I mean, that's what they are, pretty much. That's how I think of them. They're just ghost albums that were given a movie. No, the soundtracks weren't made for the movies. The movies were made to accompany the soundtracks. That's how I see it. Now, let me just double check so I don't sound like an idiot if I'm wrong. Nope, I'm correct. This song actually ends part 1, the first section of Ghosts. So Ghosts 1 is no more. It's every 9 tracks that there's a new section. So the new section starts now. Like my timing there? Impeccable, I know. Hope I used that word correctly. Probably not. This one's also really good. If you couldn't tell, my favorite tracks off this are like... Wow, I can't even really tell myself. Basically the ones with piano in them. I don't care too much for the ones with the guitars. I'm like not even a guitar person in general. I say that even though I listen to Nine Inch Nails. There's a lot of guitar in Nine Inch Nails, I know, but I don't know, just guitar music for me, just meh. Meh. I guess I like some guitar music, but not all. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just digging a fucking hole for myself, so I'll just stop. Now, I just want to take a moment to address the beautiful fucking artwork for this album. Like, seriously, I love the artwork for this thing. Now, for those of you that don't actually own a physical copy of this, it's amazing on the inside. Now, I only have the CD version. I don't have, like, the super deluxe edition only sold on a Friday to people named Jeff. I don't have that version. The one that's signed by Trent himself. Don't have that. I just got the CD version, and I love the artwork. It's like a desert or a dessert on the inside, and it's so great. Like, you can see the album cover right now on the screen. I'm showing that to you. And like looking at that, it's so hard to believe that that's a fucking photograph. I mean, obviously it went through probably like 40 layers on Photoshop. I get that. But still, it just looks fake almost. It's so good. I love it. So simple. And I just love the artwork for the whole album. It's great. Had to address that. It was actually up for an award. I don't want to say a Grammy? I guess a Grammy of some sort, but for the artwork, the packaging, as well as or not necessarily the CD version, but like the box set version. One of the special fancy mancy versions, which I don't have. Maybe one day. I love how that just pans left and right. It sounds so good. It's not like the kind of panning that we heard on what was it called? Purest Feeling. Oh my god, the panning on that was horrible. But this is like tastefully panned. Like, this is like almost cinematic. What a weird album. Now I remember I was talking to somebody about this album, and they told me it was their first Nine Inch Nails album that they bought. Like they didn't even know that this was an instrumental thing. They just thought, oh hey, I like, the singles that I've heard from Nine Inch Nails. I'll buy the album. They buy it and then they get this. Like they were skipping through it like, what the fuck is this? They weren't mad about it. They got into it. But if you didn't know what this is and you picked it up, I could see how you'd be a little confused. Like they were expecting like the Fragile stuff off of the Downward Spiral. Then instead they got this. Just instrumental tracks. By the way, this is another one of my favorites, this one here. Not very funeral-y material, but I'd probably throw it on the playlist. Why the fuck not? I'm dead, so I could throw it on there. Not a very suitable ending for a funeral, but we can make it work. I wonder how long a playlist for a funeral has to be. I hope they don't cut songs out of my playlist. I worked hard on my playlist, okay? I would tell you guys what's on the playlist, but it's not even on this computer. It's on a different one. Which makes me think, how are people gonna find it? They won't find it at all. Fuck. It's not really something you could share with people. Be like, hey, when I die, here's my playlist. They'll think that you're planning something, and they'll like have a watch on you, not like a Rolex. I mean like a suicide watch. Can Can they hire people to watch you? They'll probably watch you themselves. I don't know. This is a very good song too. I like this one. Nice and... well, it's nice. It's a good song. Now, at the beginning of this album, I introduced it as 36 instrumentals. Although I know there are some assholes out there that will be like, it's actually not an instrumental album. There's some heavy breathing at the end of this song, and there's some samples in it. Well, look, if you... heavy breathing from Trent isn't fucking vocals, is it? You're not gonna snap your fingers and sing along. Nor is a sample that you can't fucking understand count as vocals. So yes, it's a goddamn instrumental album, so fuck off. I just like pissed off myself. Do you ever do that? Do you ever like get into an argument that that hasn't even happened with somebody that you know? Not that I know any of you, or that I know for a fact any of you are going to complain. You know what? How about this? Take a look in the comments right now. Look to see if there's somebody saying, actually, there are words on this album. It's not an instrumental album. I'm sure there's someone there. Maybe it's you. If it is you, get the fuck out of here right now. Where was this going? I had a point to this. I don't know, but there's Trent. It sounds like waking up in the morning. It's like, I don't want to get up. But you have to. You gotta get to work. I wonder who decided this. I wonder who was like, you know what? This track's missing something. Atticus in the corner saying, is it the screaming cats? No. Something else. Something else is missing from this one. You know what? I got it. My breathing. I much prefer the screaming cats. Oh, we'll save that for later. Don't you worry. All right. That's my Atticus impression. Spot on, I know. Okay, so this is actually used in The Social Network during like a dinner scene. It's like slightly changed, I think. I remember when The Social Network came out, that was the only reason I went to go see it in theaters. I was like, oh, Trent's doing the music? Fuck yeah, I'll go. Only reason I went. And I'm sure it was probably the only reason some of you even watched it as well. And then, you know, the second movie rolled around. I didn't bother to go see it in theaters. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, this is going to become a regular thing. I don't feel like going to the theater, so... But, I have the albums, the soundtracks, so I think that's just good as going to see the film. I eventually saw the film. That's... same. Gone Girl was really good. I was pretty impressed. I don't even know what I was expecting to see from that film, really. The ending was a bit... We're not going to talk about it, though. I don't want to ruin it for you. Okay, I'm going to spoil it. So if you don't want to hear the ending of Gone Girl, I'm going to tell you anyway. She's a robot. Okay? So, yeah. Sorry if I just ruined it, but it's true. All true. Same thing, actually. Same ending for The Social Network, too. We find out that Mark Zuckerberg's a robot, but, you know, nobody was really that surprised to begin with. We've already known. I don't think it's fair when people say that he's a robot. He's not. I mean, obviously not, but it's mean. I'm awkward as fuck. I'm really awkward. Like, I'm painfully awkward to sit with. You know, me talking on these commentary things, you might think, hey, this guy's pretty open. I don't know what you would think about me. But you might think, like, I'm not shy or anything. No, complete opposite. I'm painfully shy. Like, if you're... I've been to dinners with people, and, like, they talk to me, and they're like, ugh. You know, this is with people, like, I don't know. If I know you, and we shoot the shit a bit, or if I come to know you, then, you know, conversation will eventually flow like how this commentary is going along. But with someone I don't know, where I have to act like a human being with manners and feelings, it doesn't work well. It's very bad. Oh, you know what? I want this at my funeral. This is such an awkward song. This would be great. Listen to this. I mean, chances are you already know it, but for those of you that don't, this is perfect, like, funeral material. What would your family think? What the fuck would they think to this? Oh, this is perfect. Oh, they would like run out crying. I mean, they're already crying, but they would think, what the fuck is this? Anyway, this album does have quite a few samples. This actually reminded me of it, because that noise is a sample from a YouTube video. That one there. I'll let you hear it again. And then that squeaking noise. It's like this guy. I'll have to make a video showing samples in Nine Inch Nails songs. But it's like this guy dressed in a cardboard, or just like in a suit made out of cardboard boxes, and he starts knocking on a kitchen cupboard, and then that's the sound that it makes when he knocks on it, and then a little kid comes out, and that's the squeaking. And it just makes you wonder, how the fuck did they find this video? Where did Trent... Like, it's not a funny video. It's just a video of, like, some dad with his son dressed in cardboard box suits. And someone on the team found this and, like, thought, hey, let's sample this. That'll be fun. We'll make a song out of it. But there's a lot of samples. Well, I don't know a lot. I just remember another one. There's like a... I don't think we'll hear it in this video. But there's another sample of like a gate closing during a trial. And it's not just any trial. It's Saddam Hussein's trial. Well, that's fun. I just don't remember what track number that is. The only songs that I remember which is which on this are the favorites that I have on here. I'm not going to tell you the other favorites because that'll spoil the second video. I don't want to do that. Because I know as soon as this video is done, you're going to be on the edge of your seats waiting for part 2. So that noise in the background, that does not count as fucking vocals, okay? Maybe if you were listening to a Skinny Puppy album, okay, but no, not on here. Also, some of these songs were actually played live during the, oh man, what was it called? The Lights in the Sky tour. Which, on that tour, they didn't even play Lights in the Sky. They waited until the wave goodbye tour. And I was actually at that show when they premiered that song. Not that you give a fuck. But, yes. They played some of these songs on the Lights in the Sky tour, and I don't think they've really played them since, which is kind of sad. It would be cool if they did. Like, the reason I'm remembering is because they actually played this one. Oh man, just think, the people in the band, they had to memorize which ones were which. I still can't do that to this day. Like, if you told me, all right, which song is 18 Ghosts 2? I'm not sure. You know, I can only remember by, like, the flow of the album. Because I know the album pretty well. Like I said, I listened to this thing over and over in my car. But just, like, the names alone, I really want to be able to tell which is which, so I give props to the bandmates. Although, even though I complained about it earlier, I do like how they're all numbers and stuff for this album, because it would be so fucking dumb if, like, every song had a name, like a proper name. It would be lame. I'm not saying it's lame for, like, the movie soundtracks. I guess you kind of have to name them. But I couldn't tell you any of the names off of the Social Network soundtrack besides, like, Hand Covers Bruise or In the Hall of the Mountain King, and that one doesn't even count. I really can't even remember any of the other ones. I remember Sun, the word sun was in one of them, but I don't know. Abstract Sun? Something weird like that, I don't know. I just can't remember those. And I listened to that soundtrack a lot too back then. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Sorry, I'm just, like, absorbing this. This album, I don't know if there is a version of this available. And, like, wait a second, I have to blow my nose. I could very easily have cut that out, but no, I'm gonna be transparent here. See, you're gonna get a full, honest, unedited CD Punk. That I'm gonna be way too lazy to edit that out later. Way too lazy. Where was this going? Oh my god, I had a point. And it's gone. Damn. Oh, no, I remember now. If there's a version of this album available in surround sound, I don't know if that is one of the special edition versions or something. But this album would be incredible in surround. I actually have never listened to a Nine Inch Nails song or record, for that matter, in surround, and I just can't wait to do it. Oh, I need that opportunity. Like, the only thing I've heard in surround, like some films and like the Flaming Lips. And the Flaming Lips in surround, like, I only listened to one album like that. It was fucking mental, but it was so interesting. I would love to listen to this in surround. You know, this one doesn't really make me think of anything. I'm just like enjoying it. But I don't think of riding a horse. I don't think of a puppet. I don't think of anything. I don't know. Do any of these songs make you think of anything? That does not count as vocals. So fuck off. Or did any of you actually make any of those videos for the film festival thing? I never made one. I never made anything. It's a wonder I made this channel. It's a wonder I had any motivation to get up and do this. Oh, man. Well, if my numbers are correct, then that was actually the end of the first part of the video. So we've successfully listened to the first half of this album. In the next video, we will continue. We'll start off with track 19. So sections 3 and 4 of Ghosts. We'll continue this album. What did you think of the album? What did you think of it so far? You know, chances are, if you're listening to a commentary of this album with some idiot on YouTube, you already know the album pretty well. So this most likely is not your first encounter. Is that right? This isn't a fucking Pokemon. This isn't your first listening of this album. So what feelings, not what feelings, oh my god. What's your relationship with this album? Did you bond with it well? Is it something you skipped over? Like I said, I listened to this a lot in my car, and I really love this album. It's one of my favorites. Now, I don't listen to it as much as I probably should nowadays, but you know, every once in a while, some of these songs will creep into my playlist. And I'm not just talking about my funeral playlist. I mean, like, the actual playlist that I listen to while I'm alive and living. And I use the word living in parentheses. But I honestly couldn't even tell you the last time I listened to this album, like, in a continuous stream. It's probably been a while. But I really love this album, and it brings back a lot of cool memories. Came out at a carefree point in my life, and I think it's an amazing piece of work. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I hope you'll join me in part 2 whenever that comes out. Maybe it's already out, maybe. But it'll be out in a few days if you're watching this brand new. And if you are, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And thank you for joining me. Like, this has been a very, I don't want to say that personal, but, you know, I've talked about personal things on here. You know, the puppet thing, that's pretty personal to me. And, I'm sure the van, you know, I had a van. That's pretty personal. Doesn't get much more personal than a van. So thank you for sharing So thank you for sharing such intimate conversations with me. I really appreciate it. And I hope you somewhat enjoy this. But yes, if you enjoy the video, leave a like. Not because I care if you actually liked the video, but because apparently YouTube cares. So that would be great. And if part 2 is available, it'll be available right there on the screen. It says it right there. And if it's not available yet, then I just sound like an idiot. But yep, feel free to follow the channel for more Nine Inch Nails news, commentary, and just stuff. 9 Inch Nails stuff galore. Look, nobody else on YouTube is making videos like this on 9 Inch Nails, so you might as well follow me. Thank you very much, and bye for now.